Tell me this. Which Texas star would you rather have, Luka or Harden?
Luka. Rather have Luka right now. And by the way, Harden, if you're saying where do you rank them both, Harden's better because offensively, Luka doesn't really shoot it yet. He shoots it a bunch, but doesn't hit it as well as he's going to. But so Harden's got a little edge, and also defensively, Harden's turned himself into a pretty good player, and Luka's not a defender. So I like Harden as the better player, except when it matters most. Now you may say, well, we haven't really seen Luka when it matters most, and that's true. Part of this is me guessing, but sometimes you see a dude who you're like, I like the cut of his jib. I think this dude under pressure, from everything he shows me, I trust that dude under pressure. James Harden didn't start out as a guy I didn't trust under pressure. He had to earn that from me over time. And I think he's getting better under pressure. I'm rooting for him. I am. I don't want to be sitting here downing a great player like James Harden, but I got to tell you what I see. Some guys come into the league, and from the beginning, you're like, boy, this guy doesn't care about the moment. He's a killer. And Perk, you could say what you want about Harden being a killer, because in the regular season he is. He's MVP. Something less than that in the playoffs. But Luka, since he was a teenager, no situation's been too big for him. Playing with grown men as a teenager and taking them to school. Entering the NBA as a rookie and doing his thing, and by his second year is a viable MVP candidate. Because if you look, yeah, he's playing with Porzingis coming off injury. Harden's playing with Westbrook. Who do you like better, Porzingis or Westbrook, right? Like, they're both playing with great players. Their records are virtually identical in the same conference, guys. And Harden's in his what year? Because Luka's in his second. I'm just saying, Harden has shown me enough to think I'll believe it when I see it, when it matters most. And Luka, to me, I'm guessing I am, but I'm guessing he's going to be just fine. If anything, I'll bet he elevates when it matters most. That's been his whole story, his whole life as a basketball player so far, and I would put my money on Luka.
Well, I think it's important that since this subject matter is involving two players playing in the state of Texas, that Texas Stephen A., Southern Stephen A., shows up and gives his opinion on this matter. Number one, Max, you've done lost your damn mind. Sorry to preempt my man Kendrick Perkins because he probably was going to tell you the same thing, but that's what I'm going to do for you right now. Max Kellerman, you out your damn mind. First of all, Luka Doncic is a talent, but he's a puppy in the grander scheme of things. When we talk about James Harden, we're talking about a dude that's averaging 34-7 right now. Oh, by the way, the last 3 years in the postseason, he's averaged a minimum of 28 points per game. Shooting percentage, three-point percentage, obviously has dipped to some degree, but this is one of the most prolific scorers this game has ever seen. And when you look at James Harden and the doubters out there, I would remind y'all that 4 times in the last 5 years, I believe he lost to the Splash Brothers, the greatest shooting backcourt that we have ever seen. So when you've got guys that are pulling up from 40, how much are you supposed to be able to do with that? Last time I checked, they're not participants in this particular round of postseason action. Therefore, you got to deal with the Clippers. You got to deal with the Lakers, the Denver Nuggets, the Utah Jazz, people like that. Last time I checked, James Harden could deal with all of those people. I expect James Harden to be the superstar that we see him as in the regular season. He's going to have a field day down in that bubble in Orlando, all right? You're not going to be able to stop him. Whether that's going to be enough to win a championship remains to be seen. But what we're not going to be talking about is that James Harden is going to be bypassed on some kind of elite list in favor of a dude that's going to be playing in his first postseason action. Can Luka Doncic can he go to the bathroom? Can he take a deep breath? Can he do something on the basketball court in the postseason before you put him ahead of James Harden? That's just blasphemous. It's utterly ridiculous. And I'm going to leave it at that and pass the baton to Kendrick Perkins.
Hey, Stephen A., first of all, listen, I'm so happy that you're back. Finally, someone that I could talk basketball with. Max. Every day and we talk about James Harden, I got to fight to prove my love. Every single time. When are you going to start respecting this man? When are you going to start respecting him? James Harden is arguably the hardest guy to guard in the NBA today. Right? No one wants to guard him. No one could stop him. Right? You look at him, he's led the league in free throw attempts He's led the league in free throw attempts in 4 straight years. You know what that tells me? That he can't be guarded. So that they have to foul him. The only thing that you can do is hope that he miss, or you have to foul him and make him go to the free throw line. He's been with the Houston Rockets for 9 years. 6 of those 9 years, he's led the league in free throw shooting. Why I'm going to free throw shooting? Because all the all-time greats that have played the shooting guard position, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, one thing that they done extremely well was get to the line. Why? Because guys couldn't guard them. Now let's go down the list, right? James Harden in Oklahoma City, right? Under the shadows of Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, won 6th Man of the Year. We was like, okay, he's pretty good. His first debut away from the Thunder, he dropped 37 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. And ever since then, he's been in the MVP conversation for 9 years straight, Max. 9 years straight. It's not one other player in the league that gets double teamed at half court to start the game. I'm talking about to start the game. Not in the 4th quarter. They're double teaming James Harden at the beginning of the game, sending 2 people to him at half court. That man is going to go down as probably the one of the greatest scorers of all time. Period, point blank. No one in the history, no one coming up will ever be able to mimic James Harden. All due respect to Luka Doncic.
That's nonsense. Of course they will. They'll be better than Harden.
Stop it. Stop it.
They'll be better than Harden. Look, James Harden's a great scorer.
This man changed the game.
James Harden is an all-time great scorer who's also become a much better defender and is, I think, actually a selfless team leader, to tell you the truth. They have a lot of good things to say about him. He hasn't been clutch.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.